Now I'm recording. So yeah, this is just some simple data reduction. So we go to astro-images. Come on. Columns, astro-images, the big folder. And then that's fine because our M51 data is already in here. So if we want to reduce like the 90 seconds red, we click on that and then we look for our 90-second darks. So that will usually be in the same spot under calibration.
So are you tidying up the pictures right now?
Yeah, essentially. I mean, I've already done all the tidying up, really, the reducing as it's called.
I'm just wondering what this CCD thing is.
This is just the data processor. So the CCD is the camera. And the data processor is the application that subtracts the darks and divides out the flats. So the darks is just the camera running with the shutter closed for the same amount of time as the dark is running for, or that the science is running for. And so as if you run it just sort of simulates the noise, the basic noise of the camera. So you subtract that off. And then what the flat does is it's usually counts around 20,000. So M flat, I think I named it red. So if I want to show you, so this is what the flat looks like. It's not great. I mean, it's like, it's all it is you want a decent, high enough counts throughout the image so that you can get rid of the vignetting that occurs. So you'll notice that even in this flat image, the center has higher counts than the corners because the corners are darker. And so you can see a little bit of this here. Some images have it way worse than others. And so this just gets rid of that until we have the flat or the reduced image. And so this would look something like this. Gotta make sure that it's red. And so then it's corrected. This is what the finished image looks like. And so basically you run through all of your science images like that to get them reduced.
That made a pretty big difference already.
Yeah. So like I can, once you have your reduced images, there's still yet another step. And so this is the step I haven't done for the data that I sent out, which is the alignment. So you can see there's an aligned folder. So you can drag in your data two ways. You can either import image sequence, or you can just simply drag the folder into AIJ. Use virtual stack, and there's 5 things, and so it thinks there are 5 images in there, but there's really only 4. So never mind. It just knew there were 4. Okay. Sometimes it opens up a window that asks you which number does the science start on. So I'll just import it like this. And
So
51.
what did that do? Just like lay them all over each other?
Yeah, it did. So you can just drag between frames, and you'll notice that they're not aligned. So the stars change position in each frame. And so if I were to make a color image like this, everything would be out of phase and it wouldn't look good. So to align them, you go to, on the image window, this little thing that looks like it's arrows over a stack. So align stack using apertures. This window has a lot going on. You can pretty much just leave the radius stuff as it is. You don't want to click this unless you're aligning the same. Like if the last set of images you aligned was M51, you could use the previous 6 apertures because they don't change position between one image of M51 and the next.
Is that Gary making all the noise?
Maybe. Yeah, so if you were aligning a bunch of images of M51 in multiple sets, although I don't know why you'd want to do that, you could leave previous 6 apertures selected, but I don't like to do that. Use RA deck to locate initial aperture positions. It's not really. Sorry, Gary, I'm gonna have to mute you. Okay. You just leave everything unselected except for use single step mode. This just makes it so that your alignment is going to be, I don't want to say better. Oops.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I've been having a bit of trouble with the audio. So are we trying to combine these multiple images into one image?
Yes.
Okay. And so does this do that similar to Registacks? I'm kind of new to this stuff.
Yeah, I think. Is Registacks more astrophotography software?
Yeah, it's like a Windows proprietary one though. I was actually looking for a substitute that was open source.
Yeah. More dedicated astronomy software is generally not free, and it's also much better than astro-image J.
We're
Astro-image
working
is
on it.
pretty good, but
Okay.
obviously there's fancier software out there.
Okay. But this is a similar idea of stacking up the multiple images into one image. Okay.
Well, this doesn't stack them. What we're doing now is aligning them and then I guess stacking them. I'm not sure how to, because one of the tricks that astrophotographers do is they take lots and lots of images of one target and then they stack them so that they get better signal to noise. I'm not sure how to do that in astro-image J. And generally, most of the data that we have is not stackable, really.
Thank you.
So anyway, what you want to do is have it sort of basically like this, and then you want to click on where a bunch of stars are that you know will not move outside the frame in any of your images. So once I'm done, I can just hit enter. And then I want to click on the same star in every frame. Boom, stacked just like that.
So is that one picture now?
No, these are then aligned. So now from your aligned images, there's a lot of ways that you can make them into color. Astro-image is quite possibly the simplest. And so you want to do the same thing. You don't want to convert to RGB because then it thinks that, well, I don't know what it thinks. It just doesn't work. We just don't want to do that. And so now you will see that everything is aligned. And okay, fine. It opened the folder anyway.
Is that the thing you were talking about earlier?
Yeah. I mean, just ignore that one. But yeah, and then it's pretty much just a couple more steps and you're done. So you want to go over to color, make composite color image, display mode, composite, and then it will make a color image. We want to unselect the folder channel because that's just not good. And then scroll through all of your images. And now, just to make it think that there are, to apply the color to the channel, to the created image. And so for M51, we have a 90-second visible, a 90-second red, a 90-second blue, and a 45-second red. Now I like the longest exposure to be, since we have two different reds, I like the longer one to be the red channel, and we'll just sort of ignore the 45-second one because the 90-second one has twice the signal that the 45, or it has not twice the signal, it just has more signal than the 45-second one does. So we unselect that. And then go to the blue. Blue, we generally assign to blue and not green. But of course, you can assign them to any color you want. The red is blue, but we want it to be red. And then the visible is not on any channel, but we want that to be green. And so there's your image. And you can be done here, or you can adjust these sliders, and it's not the best thing there is. It's not the most intuitive, these sliders. But you can pull out an image that you want, and then we'll take this image and then go into GIMP to adjust more things to make it look even better. So, like, I don't know, this is okay, but it's not the greatest. so we will save image slice as a JPEG usually. We can just call this M51, and it's going to appear in. It's going to be in the aligned folder.
So is that saving the thing currently on screen or all
Yes.
put together? Okay.
So this is what we've come up with at this point, and you can be done here and be like, cool, I've looked at M51, or you can open up GIMP.
Hey, Owen, before you move on to GIMP, I had a quick question. I did a clean install of astro-image J on my other computer because I didn't have it installed, and trying to use that color bar gave me a memory error. Do you remember how to allocate more memory to astro-image J?
Preferences. Oh, this is GIMP.
Hey, Owen, I just had a thought.
Yeah.
Supposedly PNGs use lossless compression, so would that be a better idea than using a JPEG to like mess with it?
You're probably right.
Because JPEGs are lossy compression. Just wondering if that would help you make better pictures in the future.
Probably would. Thank you. I will do that in the future now. So edit. Wait, what is it? If I want to go to astro-image J preferences, edit options, memory and threads, and then you can adjust how much memory you want, and then you have to quit and reopen it.
Okay, cool, thanks.
That wasn't related to this, was it?
What, the memory?
Yeah.
No, but if you
Oh,
if you
okay. I
have
was just very confused for a second.
yeah, if you have a fresh install of astro-image J, usually the memory will be set to super low, and you won't be able to do anything because it will just keep giving you a memory error. And so you'll want to adjust how much memory you allocate to AIJ. So now we can
I think they
open.
copied this like UI color scheme from Photoshop.
Probably.
It used to be like a light gray with white icons and stuff.
I gotta find it. PNG. So here we have our image in GIMP. There's like fancy things you can do with star masks and things, but I have trouble working with those, so I don't do those. Maybe in the future. But basically, I like to adjust the levels. So you can, you can play around with this slider to make things brighter and whatnot. And you can even drag down the white slider, although you don't want to drag it down too much because you start cutting through some of the data. So we'll leave it there. And then you can just sort of see the difference already, even with one adjustment. And then something else you can do is you can, so colors, curves, and you can adjust the curves to bring out the, or is it like this that we like? So you can make a little S on your data to make the background darker and bring out the lights. And so right now, it like from the beginning to now, everything is brighter, which looks good, but it's got this sort of nasty orange tint to it. So colors, I think color temperature was, no, it was color hue saturation. Yeah, this was, trying to remember which one it was. Hue chroma.
What are you looking for?
Color balance. Color balance. And so you can drag the sliders around to make it less red, although had better luck on other images. So you could, I guess, turn up the, no, this looks bad. I think temperature is your best option. Man, nothing's happening. You can see the histogram in the back changing, but oh, that explains it. Okay. Oh, yeah, there you go. The reason why nothing is happening because I wasn't in the preview. So you can drag down the temperature to make it bluer because it was very red, and I like the images to be bluer, and so you can get the nice purpley galaxy better. So you can see where we started, which was here, and now we're here with a brighter galaxy, a little bit brighter background, but overall a better looking image. And then we want to, you want to run a noise, and you want to get rid of some of the noise. Like you see these bad pixels like greens, blues, reds, whatever. So go to filters, enhance, noise reduction. And so you can see what a difference that it makes. Like even once, so you can hit run on that. Excuse me while my computer dies.
I mean, it is a huge picture, nothing less.
So the noise isn't like these bad pixels aren't completely gone, but they are much less noticeable. Some of the smaller ones go away. Yeah, you can continue to adjust and play with the levels, but what's a good idea is to crop the image so that the background looks sort of as uniform as possible. So I'd say that's okay. You still get have a difference.
If you want to do something more artsy and less scientific, you can like apply the color temperature stuff to certain sections of the picture.
Yeah. You can?
Yeah, you just have to select that chunk with one of the mini selection tools.
Oh. So what? Just
I think it's under layers or filters. Maybe colors, try colors. Yeah, there it is.
interesting. Wow, that looks even better if I had grabbed a nicer selection. Might do that.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Learn something new every day.
Indeed, indeed.
Colors. Oops. Yeah, I think that's perfect.
So that's where Martians come from.
Yeah. Is there a way to blend the edges?
I think you'd have to use the blur filter for that.
Hmm. Oh well. Um, I think I'll just leave it as is. But there's a whole bunch of stuff you can like adjust if you wanted. Oops. Oh, it's still highlighted. Um, can even do another stretch if you wanted. But like that's pretty much it. Play around in GIMP until you get what you want.
It's really cool seeing your process.
Thanks. And then if you were file right. If you were really fancy and had money, you could just do all of this in an app like Astropixel Processor, which is dedicated astrophotography software.
I'm not gonna lie, this looks terrible.
Yeah, it's a bit much, but what you can do though is you can remove like light pollution and the background. So
Does that work in Fairfax where the entire sky is light pollution?
Oh my gosh, I didn't even see your questions. So the dot fits is flexible image transport system, and so it's really flexible, and so you can have a fits image with 3 images in it. There's a bunch of header information. There's like pixel values are stored. So files can get really big. So they're generally about 32 megabytes are the ones that we start with, and they can range in size. And have I used it for planetary images? Yes, that's how I got the Jupiter image. That's up on the observatory website. Do you remember where the M51 image went? Because I saved it as a PNG, right? M51.
Click save as, and I think it'll tell you where it is, even if like you don't save anything. Looks like it's in the pipeline out M51 aligned folder.
Yeah.
Maybe PNGs aren't supported by this.
That's annoying.
Yeah, that's pretty odd.
TIFFs, JPEGs, and FITs are supported.
All right, I guess I know why you weren't using PNGs now.
Well, I did not know that you could not use JPEGs. Oops, I think time is about
It
to
seems
expire.
very strange that you wouldn't be able to use a PNG with this. Are you sure you're looking in the right place?
Yeah. M51 aligned.
Can you try like dragging that directly into?
Weird.
Or maybe you can like right click on that image and then open with the
Nope, grayed out.
well, you're actually opening the JPEG.
Oh.
So could you see the JPEG when you were opening like normal?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can see the JPEG.
I guess I can still
That's weird.
remove the light pollution from the JPEG. So here's what the JPEG looks like. I'm gonna leave it like this, and then we can draw boxes around the light pollution. And then it calculates this gradient that it removes. So sometimes it looks bad like this, but it'll remove the background. So that's cool. But most of the time it sort of sucks. But sometimes it works, and that's what's important. So that's about it.
That was pretty cool.
Camera outputs in TIFF. Is that losing any? I don't think so, because I know TIFFs get massive, so I assume they have a lot of information in them. And FITS is just, I think it's just like TIFFs, but for astronomy. Because you can have like stacks in TIFF and other things in TIFF. Because like where is it? I have great file names. See, like I can have a stack of 3 in a FITS file, and I can have a stack of as many as I want in TIFF. So I don't know. But any other questions? Because I think I'm about done. If you have any questions, you have my email, and just ask me in the Discord too.
I guess while we're here, I got hung up back in astro-image J with making a good colored image there. Could you go back and explain one more time, how you used the composite thing with the channels and whatnot? I couldn't quite get something that looked decent there.
Yeah. Okay. So when astro-image J starts off, it's got everything selected, and so it's
Why do you have 5 channels? I only have 4.
because I have a folder with a bunch of crap in it, and so it's
Okay.
thinking that it's. I think I can avoid this problem if I just imported an image sequence. There you go. Number of images 4.
Don't you need to specify the file name pattern so you get the right images or something if you had a miscellaneous crap? Maybe not.
I didn't even notice. Assign color.
I guess if it got the first 4, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really something else.
So that giant green like wall thing was like one of the first things that popped up. So I have these 4 channels and all of them are selected.
Right.
So you can, click on that more button. And it's like you can assign different colors to different channels. Is that what we're doing basically? Okay.
So if you had an image that you wanted in cyan, magenta, and yellow, you could do that. But I don't understand how CMYK works. So like red, the 45 seconds, we can either unselect it, or sometimes you can just set it to grays and the image doesn't look too bad. So it's sort of like a luminance layer, I think. So blue goes to blue. Like generally, I don't play with the sliders in AIJ because it sucks so much.
Yeah, it's a little painful. But yeah, now I see what you're doing, because before what I was trying to do was I didn't know you had to have all of those checked. I was like only having like channel 1 selected and then like assigning a color, then moving over to channel 2, unselecting all the stuff, only selecting channel 2, and then doing colors like that. So okay, that makes more sense.
Maybe it is a good idea to have the red set to gray. Also, another thing you can do if you hate yourself is you can combine the images in GIMP. But it's just a huge pain in the butt, and I do not recommend it.
Yeah, I assume it's not as simple as just dropping some apertures.
Yeah. You have to like manually adjust the levels because there's no auto stretch. Well, there is an auto stretch, but it's bad
Hmm.
and not consistent. So
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that was my main question. I can go back and look at your recording and see all the kind of GIMP stuff you did. I was paying attention to a lot of it, and it's pretty cool. So
cool. Thanks everyone for coming. I hope you learned something.
yeah, definitely. Thanks for hosting this and giving a
Sure.
quick rundown. Yeah.
Hopefully I can do another, I guess, next semester to all the new photo members.
Yeah, sure. I would recommend going a little bit slower. I'm not sure if anyone else was trying to follow on or follow along, but for me, it was going a bit fast.
Okay, I think I have that problem.
Yeah, but cool. Yeah, I can play around with